Hey guys. Hey Bill. Stuart. Mark, hello. Young people with modern technology, we're not doing real well here. Hi Bill. Adam, g'day. Peter Nottle, hello. Mark Osborne, g'day. I'm filming from my iPhone because my tablet couldn't be found this morning and the battery was flat tonight, so it's got about 5% on it. So here we are. Hey Fridge. This probably isn't terrible, to be honest. The screen's a bit small, but apart from that, probably a really good thing. Have I got my finger on the mic? Is that better? Can you hear me? You have morning tablets? Okay. What's happened? Everyone. Journeyman Randy, g'day. What's happened? Been messing around here. They were in the fridge on Tuesday. Lots of thumps and still slightly muffled. Is anyone else having problems with sound? I'm not sure whether this is talking through my iPhone or my Apple Watch, which could be a bit of a problem. It's a little bit muffled. Typical iPhone. I got no idea how that's working. Anyway, sorry about this. What if I go a bit closer? I haven't got my finger over the microphone. Is this better out here? Or is this better up here? I don't know. Anyway, typical iPhone. Closer is better, Adam says. Thank you, Adam. Closer is better. We'll work with closer. That's more gooder, Bill says. Righto. Got no idea how to make that better. Okay. So what have I done this weekend? What's everyone done this weekend? What have I done this weekend? Not very much. Sunday I went to Dan's, right? Dropped off a load of portable engine wheels. So that was Sunday. Drove down, drove back. Awesome. Normal stuff. Monday I got a coat of varnish on this. Well, I got this finished, and then last night I got a coat of varnish on it. So first coat of varnish is on it. Some bird come along and left a dropping on this corner here, which I think I fixed. So when this dries off, I'd like to get 3 coats of varnish on this before I get any text on it, right? It's going to have probably 4 lines of text here. To here somewhere, justified left, something like that. And then 2 lines of text down here, and I think that's about it. Birds don't exist, so it was probably someone spying on us or a bat or something, I don't know. So, finished this here, got this sorted. Right. And finish this line across here. Basically had to paint top and bottom because the top and bottom of this panel hadn't been painted because it was sitting on that on the easel. So that's all done. This is ready for another coat of varnish at some point. Right, that's what it needs. It's not going to be tonight. It might be tomorrow night, and if I bring it straight in afterwards, it might dry reasonably well. So subscriber count is broken. Yeah, it's up there on the wall. I've actually been looking for the software, which is on my old computer, and I've got to get my old computer out and set it up, and it hasn't happened, to be honest. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm not sure. They're probably very difficult to tell what's exactly following you around. So that's what I did. I Monday got this pretty well finished. And what else? Oh, some sketches, some other jobs. There's a panel there that's blue, ready for some writing. I sanded down one end of my paint box, and I'm going to redo that because I wasn't real happy with it. So that's another job I did on Monday. Tuesday I left early. I went all the way to Scarborough, which is a little seaside town up near north side of Brisbane anyway. So pick these up anyway. So that's the next thing. This is one of Dan's crazy ideas. I picked these up for him. They're not mine. I have nothing to do with them. I know nothing about it. Probably in a bid to overcome the influence that the lizard people have, this is probably the next step on. I think these were his idea, and I think that I just nodded at the right times. I hope I nodded at the right times because I ended up picking these up anyway. I don't think I had a lot to do with the actual decision making in it. But anyway, I was up that way, so I picked these up. So what we got is two magneto telephones. This one's probably pretty good, apparently. Had Dallas, who's a PMG technician from way back, have a good look over them, right? And he says this one's probably pretty good, right? The bell, which is the dynamo, should be fairly easy to turn, and when you lift this off, it should become harder to turn. Because there's a circuit in there that creates like a electrical interference or electrical load on it or something. Anyway, so these have got basically two separate circuits in them, and they're just two lots of twisted pairs. They're fairly straightforward things. I don't know if anyone knows anything about old telephones. I don't know very much about old telephones, but they've got 4 wires. Easy. You hook up the 4 wires on this end, the 4 wires on that end. Now, actually, I think these probably go to the battery, and these two go to the other twisted pair. So you put these on the battery, and you hook this one through to the other phone, I think. And probably the same on the other one, on the wires going through, and then you hook the other one up the same on the other end. And when you turn this dynamo, this should give you a load across here, and should ring the bell on this end so that you can pick up, and when you pick up you should be able to talk to each other. That sounds pretty straightforward. Yeah, not sure that's ever going to work, but this one I think is good. This one, which is a little wall phone, probably has some issues, but haven't really had a look inside either of them. I think, don't know, if anyone here is a telecom or PMG or a telephone mechanic or Edison Bell or whatever you are, and know all about these, because they're the same the world over. Well, this one's got 2 wires out of it, and Dallas held the right 2 wires and got me to crank it, and it didn't lift him into space. So, I don't know. But Dallas is a big guy, and he's not known for being... I would say it's not his first roundabout with that one, so probably he's desensitised. He was careful not to have wet fingers too, so that may have something to do with it. So, this one I believe is probably going inside the command centre or the TARDIS or the bar or something at Dan's. He's not aerodynamic, he's a portly gentleman. Hey Ian. And this one's probably going on the wall in the shed if it works. I don't think there's a lot wrong with either of them. I think it's probably dirty switch or something. He says probably the brass contacts need cleaning. So, we'll see. But it's probably a matter of getting some batteries and hooking them up and seeing what we actually find out. Like you hook them up with just a 9-volt battery and wire them together, and probably they'd work. James P, good day. So, that was something I did Tuesday morning. Picked them up. So that was very exciting. William Henry, good day. These are actually to call, turn handle, and lift handset. So you give it a spin and lift the handset, it says. These all seem pretty good. He sort of went through these and thought they're probably in pretty good condition, the handsets. And when finished, you replace the handset and turn handle. So the other person knows that you finished the call. I believe that if you spin the handle on one, the bell should ring on the other. That's correct, yes. That's how that works, yes. So spinning this will make this one ring. And spinning this should make this one ring. So basically it's just an announcement system. That's what the dynamos are for. You still need a battery on each end, I believe. From what Dallas says, you need a battery on this one and a battery on this one. This one going in the office or in the bar can probably be wired straight into a 5-volt USB cable, right? So that's probably a very good way to get 5 volts into this telephone. This one probably needs a 6-volt battery or something. But having said that, a solid state 6-volt battery will last forever with it. Doesn't use much power. USB power is probably the answer, I would say. Dallas says just hook them into a USB cable. You can run them on 12 volt. You probably shouldn't run them on any more. That's pushing it. Word on the street is that 12 volts probably a bit much. So, haven't really had a look in either of them. I did empty most of the cockroach dung out of them because that was a little bit sort of excessive, to be honest. They'd obviously been in a storage situation where the roaches were probably hungry, and we all know that hungry roaches leads to excess compost. So anyway, we will let you know, Stuart, if these don't work. If we got one of these down, I think Dan paid a pretty reasonable price for one of them at a pinch. So if they both work, that's even better. But the handset on the wall one is sitting on the cable here. Cable's pinched. Hang on, I'm going to get a screwdriver. Here we go. So, handset on this one's the same, pretty much, really. So, Dad says these are probably both English, not Australian. Don't know how they got here. They could do with some serious rewiring, probably. So, I reckon the one in the shed will end up with a 5-volt battery or a 6-volt battery, and it'll last for years, like everyone says. We can have a look in here while we're here. There's a wiring diagram, which is quite useful, I guess. We could have some light over here. I'll put some light over here. It says, for condenser in bell, cut loop and connectors are shown. For condenser in receiver, cut loop and connector shown. When external bell is required, remove strap and connector shown. So you can put a wall bell on it so that you know it's ringing. Let's have a look. Now, it looks like the roaches have probably been in this coil, but they've only chewed the outside paper off it. So maybe we haven't done any damage here. Nothing else looks really bad. We may have a broken wire or something here. Don't know. Someone's undone that screw at some point. Because someone's probably, I think, had this out to have a look at the dynamo or try and get the dynamo out. So that works. There's a dynamo in the back and the switching and everything. They all look pretty clean. They look pretty tidy. There's a capacitor there that I'm not going to touch. It's a matter of knowing where to wire these up, which this diagram probably has some sort of an idea where. So, that one looks good. There's still some evidence of cockroaches in here. See there? Gonna have to have a bit of a sweep up now. This one, providing everyone's sort of half interested in telephones. It's got quite a lot of screws to undo this one, so I'm not going to actually undo that one. It's got 4 rubber feet, and it's got quite a lot of big screws, and then I think the top lifts off, but I know roughly what they look like. They look like the same as that. So these are sort of, we'll see how that works. Anyway, job's done, maybe, or it might not be. Okay, on Tuesday, after I picked these up, I went and got these, went to the foundry and I ended up casting these, which were a pretty quick job, really. These are actually the pieces that go on the end of the boiler banding, brass boiler bands to bolt them together. So they need some machining and sanding up and grinding and finishing and so forth. But I've got 2 of them in brass. They want to be good enough to polish, I think, and the other ones on the roll I probably want a bit of a polish up too. So we'll get that sorted at some point, but they look good. So that was my casting job for Tuesday. I had other things I was going to do, but life got away. Went and saw Mark's Shed Dog after that, and Mrs. Mark's Shed, about a job that's probably going to happen. Been looking to do some wall art in places on people who've got nice walls that they... And I was being a bit pushy about it, and I said, well, but I had every sort of belief that she was going to say, don't be so stupid, go away, which is what I would have done. But we sketched some stuff out, and I think we've got a job there that I'd be really happy to do something for them for a shed warming present to put in my portfolio. So that's where that's going. So that's exciting. So that's what I did Tuesday afternoon. Very exciting. That is a bit exciting, actually, and I've got some artwork done, and it's just a matter of putting it on the wall and painting it, and that'll happen sooner rather than later, I think. Probably. Also, Mrs. Mark Shed is embroidering some shirts, some business shirts for me for the painting business, so that when I walk around shows and things, people sort of say, hey, look, that's who that is. So that's the idea. Anyway, that's all happening. Come home and this book was in the mail. I bought this book a week ago or something, and the postage system was pretty ordinary, to be honest. But it's finally arrived. Been hanging out for this, and I feel a bit guilty because it was $50 that I didn't really need to spend, perhaps. But I've got it. This is Ryan Hughes's custom lettering of the 20s and 30s, which is a really nice book. It's quite a thick book, as you can see. Don't know how many pages. It's mostly black and white. There's a bit of colour at the front, but most of it's just all sort of divided up into styles, and half of it's 1920s, half of it's 1930s. So pretty excited about that. It's really nice. Been looking through it for ideas for this. This is very 30s, so it's a hotel poster or a pub poster, so I think this is going to be very basic down the front and middle, and I don't know about up here. We'll have a look. But it needs another coat of varnish on it yet. At least one, maybe three. So that was a bit of a score, actually. Apparently the cigarette is mightier than the pen. A lot of these movie lines and advertisement lines, things like that. Radio shows and stuff. But all very advertising based. Really like this book. Spent a bit of time looking through it. So that was a score. I don't know if anyone else is really interested in lettering books, but I am. And I really like that. So I got that off Nile Publishing. A big bookseller here in Australia. Their freight system's a bit ordinary, but they've got here eventually. There's a embossed cover, which is really nice. I like that. But anyway, that's why I'm running my hand over it, because it's sort of awesome. So that was another thing that came in good time to do this. Anyway, so I was looking through the bookcase tonight because Dan bought some Castle guides or Castle technical guides from 1900 or a bit before, something like that. It's got advertisements for books on the Boer War that's currently in progress, so I'm guessing 1900, something about there. Lots of tools and things like that. And I had some Castle guides and I can't find them. Don't know where they are. I'm sure they're in a bookcase somewhere. If I have a bit more of a look and tidy up some bookcases, I'd probably find them. I didn't have a comprehensive look. I just looked in this couple of shelves I thought they were in, but I couldn't find them. I was going to show them because they are very cool. Castle guides are fantastic things. If you can see them or find them. Really awesome. And they're on all sorts of things. I've got one on parlour games. And the like parlour games and party tricks and things like that is really cool. Party favours, that sort of thing. And I've got one, I think, two on don't know what the other one's for. I had a couple, but they're a bit cool. Anyway, I was looking through and I found this, which might interest some people. This is very cool. I don't know whether I showed this on live stream before or not, but this is a I'm going with 1960s book, maybe. 150th anniversary celebrations, 1953-54. So 1950s book it is. Very cool. It's got lots of stuff about, lots of that sort of style advertising that's very cool. Don't know if anyone's particularly interested in this. Cadbury Dairy Milk with Chocolate is in Tasmania. So they were a sponsor. The National Bank, the Launceston Hotel, the Old Aristocrat of Brisbane Street, 130 years of service to travellers, excellent food and accommodation. Probably. Fine wine for over 100 years. Made by Thomas Hardy and Sons in Adelaide, not in Tasmania. This is my home state for anyone who's from internationally. When in Hobart, visit Fitzgerald's. There's another ad for the Brisbane Hotel. Unsurpassed service since 1823. Love to see some earlier ads of this. But anyway. Haywood's Biscuits in Hobart. That's a comma, is it? Truck. Let's find some space here. That's 1900. It's obviously the modern hardback fiberglass back comma with the parcel rack around the top is obviously much more modern than that. Looks like it's got blooming 2000 tyres on it or something. Yeah, righto. There's 70020s on it. Look at that. This is a big truck. Very impressive. The Lena Valley Milk Supply. This is down. It's all Hobart stuff. What do we got here? School children from the Lena Valley Milk Trucks. What do we got? Bedford. Yeah, Austin. Probably Fords. Tasmania. It's the next holiday. Look at that. Back in the day, it was appropriate to have knapsacks like this and shorts like this, as Bill will remember. And knapsacks like this, and cameras like this. They're ready for a big holiday. Biden Copes, Bedenkabees. Hobart's House of Quality, and probably Launceston's House of Quality too. Biden Copes. The styles have changed. Look at this dude. There's some style happening there. Look at that waistcoat. That's a bit up. I mean, that's what you need, Dan. There you go. Hat and waistcoat like that. This is very 50s, a bit casual. Very cool. I can remember Biden Copes in. There's the Russell Falls. There's a nice picture. And here's the Old Colony Coffee in it, New Norfolk. Well, that's nice. That would have made a nice poster. I could have done that. I should have got this book out before. In this brighter age, Lyle Martin, clothed in old prison dress, models an old-time convict at historic Richmond Jail. There you go. So it's all a very cool book. There's the Apple Queen. So I'm really enjoying this, but I don't know if anyone else is really into it, but I thought this was very cool. The TSS Taruna maintains a fast, regular service for passengers between Beauty Point, Devonport and Booney to Melbourne. I can remember the Taruna. I think that was Tasmania's first drive-on, drive-off ferry, the Taruna. I think the Taruna might have been beached on the, brought up on the beach to load and unload. Not sure about that. Who remembers the Taruna? Biden Coast should still be open. I'm not a purchaser of things that they sell there, but who remembers the Taruna? I can sort of remember. Murex, of course, with their modern AC welding, shaping Australia's welding future. That might be of interest. How very cool is that? James Keating, interior designer. He must have been up and coming. And Charles Davis Limited, which were hardware guys. Risby Brothers. There's some gentlemen with a saw. Where Tasmanian newsprint begins, unfortunately. F.H. Haynes. And there's the birthplace of IXL, which is now a very, very, very fancy exclusive hotel. IXL Jam. It's a jam factory. My grandfather used to tell about visiting that when he was at school, which would have been probably trade school, I don't know. Visited when he was at school, which would have been quite a trip from where he was. It doesn't seem as likely as it could be in hindsight with a little bit of experience. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, he seems to remember someone stirring a jam pot and spitting in it, which made an impression. So that was the IXL Jam Factory. I think it's more modern than that now. Aboriginal carvings at Mount Cameron. Never seen them. Maybe they're still there. Max Jeeves, machinery. Oh, there's a drag saw, which looks like it's got a vertical engine on it. It's probably a Brit stand or something. Champion, maybe, something like that. When Paris comes to Franklin Square. Where to go, how to go, ask Shell. Remember those maps? They used to be very cool. No, I don't know if they actually make them anymore. There's the Queen's Ship at Hobart Bridge, which is the Bridgewater Bridge, which I believe is still there, is it? In Tally, Historic Homestead, in the Deer. The Tasmanian Racing Club, look at that. That's Hobart Racecourse. Anyway, George Adams said take a Tasmania tour soon. So Tats for Tats Lotto. Queenstown, once a pocket Alaska. There we are, Queenstown. So what do we got here? Don't know if we can actually see this. Let's zoom in a bit. What's that, a white? WC21, something like that? Maybe? What do we got here? What's that, Peugeot 203, is it? Don't know. Maybe not. It's definitely English, that one. And this might be a Ford here in the centre. And another one, a Holden body, probably a Holden body Dodge or something behind it. And yeah, probably a WC or something white, I think. There we go. Wonder what's written on the door. Can't quite make that out. So, We'll scroll back out. Tom's Bridge. There's a new bridge apparently. I've never been there since the new bridge. 7 Hobart. 2 ads for 7 Hobart. Happier Home Life with 7HT. Broadcasting the finest in family radio entertainment. It's one of the century's greatest contributions to happier home life. Listen to the Good News session on 7HT. It's at 2 p.m. every Sunday. Timely talks and pleasant music. There you go. Walsh and Son printers. Little known facts about Tasmania. Discovery of a no Ferguson area. There we go. Man in the high lift loader is investigating for himself. That's him with the telescope. The report that there's not a Fergie to be seen in Tasmania's darkest southwest. This area, a tangle of rock and rainforest, is hitherto marked on all maps as uninhabited and will now be known as uninhabitable. For where a Fergie can't go, what can? A Ferguson, of course. British Farm Mechanisation Co. There's Max Jeeves with the agents for Ferguson. Launceston and Hobart. And then Launceston, they were on the corner of Max Jeeves. They were opposite Allgoods on the top corner. Nigel, good day, and John, hello. Australian National Airways, 21 years leadership in air travel in 1953, so that's, yeah. Douglas Super Sky Chief, join ANA. Not often you see a Douglas Super Sky Chief nowadays with 4 big engines like that. Don't know what happened there. The payload for the Douglas Super Sky Chief is 17,000 pounds. What's that? About 8 tonne, is it? No, 20. $8 tonne, something like that, yeah. 8 metric tonne. Weight 106,000 pounds. It's 50 tonne, gee. Crew, first officer, flight and 3 hostesses. There's a plane. Leadership in the air. 58 passengers. Over 300 miles per hour. Melbourne to Sydney. Block to block in 1 hour. 50 minutes. It's not a bad effort, even by today's standard. So there we go. Things you never thought you would see. Now we've got the ad, which is probably the best thing. The Hotel St Ives, Montpelier Road, Hobart. Scott's Hotel in Melbourne, in case you were wondering where to stay when you got back to Melbourne. And there's an article on the pictures. A lot of these things would make a nice poster. Cover photographer. Men behind our cameras. Now, this if you want to immigrate, For further details, call or write to the Tasmanian Government Tourist and Immigration Department, Hobart, corner of Macquarie and Murray Streets. Launceston, corner of Patterson and St John Streets. Patterson Street and St John Street is... What's on the corner of Patterson and St John? Trades Hotel. No, I don't know. Anyway. Charles House is still in Martin Place. Yeah, no one's moved it. New loveliness for your hair with Wavell Thermal Hair Luxuries of Hollywood, USA. Spa Foam Shampoo. Nutritonic Hair Luxury. That all sounds very expensive, but you do get a nice set like that. There we go. Donald Gorringe. York Street, Launceston. Argyle Street, Hobart. They sold Landmaster rotary hose, Simplex marine engines, Triumph matchless motorcycles, Jowett Javelin cars, there you go, and Bradford commercial vehicles, Albion heavy duty trucks and diesel trucks and buses, Land Rovers and Rovers. Regina Wash Day Marble washing machines and lots of other things. Yellow Express Service, West Coast Freighting Service, West Coast Motors. So they were in everything. Very cool. They must have later become Mitchell Motors, I think. Is that right? Yeah, not sure about that. Ross Garage, halfway between Launceston and Hobart. Argyle Service Station. Corner of Argyle and Bathurst Street. Argyle and Bathurst Street, Hobart. Co-op Motors, a lot of Hobart. Fuller's Bookshop, which is still there. Dear reader, W.E. Fuller's probably still in existence. Probably still turns up for work. I love old books. Sorry, guys. Sales by Rex of Hobart. J.L. Craw and Drapers. And, of course, on the back, Mooner Taxis. Daffodil Food Products. Lambton Avenue, Moona. Daffa Crisp, manufactured from Tasmanian potatoes. Delicious hot and cold with any meal. Not sure about hot crisps, but maybe they're good. I don't know. The Ship Hotel, Collins Street, Hobart. Furness Hotel in Ulverston. That's more Stewart's area. Customer House Hotel. Rest Point Riverina Hotel. I think that's gone. There's a casino there now. Deloraine British Hotel. Emu Bay Road, Deloraine. I reckon that's still there. Heathorn's Hotel. Liverworth Street. Heathorn's Garage was they were agents for, Heathorn's were agents for Singer, I think. And what else were Heathorn's agents for? I've got no idea. I'd have to think about that. still there. Regent Hotel in Burnie, Bass Highway, facing the sea. Only because if it was anywhere else, it'd be a pretty boring sort of a place in Burnie. The Royal Hotel, Gilbert Street, Latrobe. That's probably where Stuart had his first drink. Phone 39. The Georgetown Hotel, which from memory from me was probably one of the roughest hotels in Tasmania in my time. Georgetown Hotel was not somewhere where you went for partying, because there was a pretty good chance you wouldn't come back without sort of at least a plaster cast and a knife wound. But I'm sure it's not like that now. Tunbridge Hotel. Georgetown 7, yeah. Tunbridge 1. What about Tunbridge 1? There you go. Kay Gourlay, proprietor. It's Tunbridge 1. It's probably the only telephone in Tunbridge. There might have been another one at the police station, but I don't even know if there was actually a police station at Tunbridge. There ain't much. Nowadays, even. The Aberfeldy Hotel. Enjoy continental dinners at the Aberfeldy Hotel. There you go. Fully licensed. 60 bedrooms and a garage for cars. Reservations. Phone B3296. It's a bit fascinating. There's only one Hotel Valin. Hotel Valin, Albert Road, Moona. Valiner Newman. Called it the Hotel Valin, as you do. Interesting. And played up in the Hotel Astor. Excellent. Next door, the A&A is Dolan's Franklin Hotel. Past and present meets at the Freemasons Hotel in Harrington Street. And the Victorian Tavern, the Businessman's Bar at the Victorian Tavern, is a very modern establishment. The Beltana Hotel. Probably still there too. St Helens. St Helens, you can fish, swim, picnic, play golf or tennis, or just do nothing and you'll love it. Appointments and catering are of the highest order. Halton's Fern Tree Hotel. Crispin Guns, co-op. So in the 50s, Crisps must have been put some money into guns. I don't know, because guns were a sawmiller that had been around for many years before this, and probably still around now. Manufacturers of bricks, joinery, mouldings, plaster sheeting, distributors of plywood, paints and glass and cement. Melville Street. Oh, B7171. They've got 7 lines. Look at that. They've got their own exchange nearly. Probably a girl with waiting there to plug you in. Guns are finished, that's right. The guns were sadly a casualty of the environment, or the lack thereof. Mark Cook's used gas sander. This guy looks trustworthy. Used parts. In Moona, a car to suit every pocket. You could have one of those or one of those. Look at that. This guy driving this thing looks like he's trustworthy. Both owned by one little old lady. And the transport department got the three colour. It's a 3 colour ad. Look at that. Got transport department, and this is a blue. That's a bit nice. It's on the cover. There's a handset clipper. Look at that. Green coach lines. What a machine. They were flat 8 or flat 12 Deutz, most of them. A lot of them later were converted to I've seen a few later ones with caterpillars in them, but they were flat 8s, a lot of them, and flat 12s. In the back on the bottom, crash box. I remember driving one Launceston Hobart once. Basically, the instructions were change up when it's there, change up when the needle's there, and change down when the needle's there. So that's kind of what we did. There's an X-Class. Tasmanian Rails was X-Class, which probably wasn't particularly modern. It's an X or a Y. I reckon it's an X, which were imported from... It's not big enough to be a Y. They were imported from the UK, and then a bigger copy was made under license. These were General Electric, GE, and they were made under license at the Launceston Railway Workshops and designated the Y, which is still, I think there's still a couple of them on the rails. Nothing's changed much. There's a DP rail car, that one. I don't think anyone ever saw one with 4 cars attached, but anyway, that was probably the slowest way of getting anywhere in Tasmania, was one of them. And there's a boat, a fishing trawler probably. Advancing with the times. Or not. But yeah, public transport hasn't really got much better. And on the back you've got yellow cab phone B7511 or 7513 or 7513. 7512, 7513 and 7511 if you couldn't get through. Around the clock service. There he goes, the taxi going around the clock. Look at that. Anyway, I don't know if that entertained or is interest anyone, but that was kind of cool. Dick Wordley knew what he was talking about. That's Dick there anyway. It's in the front cover. There's another one in the front there for Harvey Trinder Proprietary Limited. It's an insurance company. Produced by Milton Howard and illustrated by Phil Belbin. Wholly set up and printed by Mercury Press. So basically it's a newspaper publication to sell advertisements, I guess. That was the idea of it. So, very cool. Don't know where I got that, but that's what's inside the front cover is, yeah. A1 at Lloyd's for the shipping insurance company. If you're if you're thinking of immigrating, this would be a very useful ad to have. You would hope by 1953 that it wasn't coming on one of those, but if you wanted your stuff shipped, these guys would be the guys to talk to, I guess. Leading Lloyd's brokers in Tasmania, Harvey Trinder Proprietary Limited. Launceston branch was 46 Brisbane Street. 46 Brisbane Street, that's gone now, I would say. That's about where the new overpost was, next to the courthouse, somewhere there. Anyway, that was very cool. While I was looking, I found this, and very sadly, this company is no longer going, I don't think, as of this month, which is a bit tragic. Here's one for everyone who's sort of stuck this out, because this is supposed to be a live steam and model engineering channel. This is well and truly wrapped up in here. I don't know if I've ever had it out. I'll open it, hey? I'll have a look. There's two of them, look at that. Hammered live steam models. Very much like one of these. I think my window of opportunity is probably gone. It's a bit cool, never seen one of them. Got one of those funnels. Mammoth have closed their doors this last, like, it's a recent news. Like, Fridge might have more information on that, but it's fairly recent. Like this month, probably. This R1 steamroller and the TE1A traction engine, lumber wagon, open wagon. Very, very cool. A steam wagon, a steam roadster, and some fairly modern steam power engines, and the ship's engine, of course, and some bigger ones, and some of the steam workshop. It's a very cool little brochure. I never ever realised that there was two in here. So there we go. It's probably very much the same with a different cover. It's a little bit different. This is a bit older. We've got the workshop here. We've got that early type of marine engine, or oil can. Yeah, I think they've closed, like, I think it might be the end of this month. But that's a bit topical, so they're probably worth hanging on to, because might not get any more of those. Anyway, so that's what's happened this weekend. I went to work today, which annoys me pretty wholeheartedly. I did it. Also printed another sign for this. I don't know whether this is the answer or not, but it's another job I did. Still thinking this one through, but I put sideboards on this here, and I don't know what to do yet. We're still working that out. So there we go. This has got a bit of a shine on it so far from varnish. I'd like it a little bit better than that. It's drying off a bit. It's a little bit sticky through here, but it's fairly dry through here, so we'll get a coat on that tomorrow night, I hope, and get it back inside. But we'll see how that goes, and try and get some of that texture off it, so that when I actually put some lettering on it, it's a little bit easier to paint. Anyway, everyone else has disappeared. We're back down to, we've got 13 people there. That's awesome. Someone must have been a little bit interested. But there'll be more updates as we go. I believe there's a weekend at Fridges this weekend if anyone wants to go. I'm guessing I'll be there. I'm struggling to get out of it, but if I think of a way, I'll let you know. We'll see how we go, but I think I'll be there. Just looking at the reflections on that. Anyway. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you tuning in. I've not had much to say today. You might be interested in some of this stuff. I'm feeling a little bit pepped up by looking at some old ads and things because I needed to be. Someone asked the question. I don't know, probably not on live stream, but I've got enamel kicking around here everywhere. This is pearl, right, which is a sort of a gloss grey. I think I'm probably going to put letters on there in pearl. And when I'm doing that, probably a shadow or block in that. So we're looking at pearl and blue on the red. So if we hold them up, it'll give you some idea. I think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, you're glitching. I'm sorry if it was really bad. Have every intention in the next little while to get some gear together to do some actual real live streaming in here. So that's something that's probably going to happen. So look forward to that. Mark's putting pressure on me to do that, and other people are too. So it probably will happen. I don't know when, to be honest. I'm probably going to need a new laptop or something before then. But there we go. Something set up permanently here, like a monitor and stuff, so that we could actually make it work. It'd be fantastic. So that's where we're at. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna head. Really appreciate you tuning in. Any feedback and stuff is greatly appreciated. Anyone who knows anything about telephones, probably put your fingers in your ears and put a pillowcase over your head and pretend no one notices. Stand by a tree with a green pillowcase over your head and pretend you are one, because you're going to get roped into this project. Sorry, guys. There we go. There's mural paint here behind us everywhere. And 2 murals that are got some sketches ready to go. So at some point in the very near future, we're going to be spending some time on them. Anyway, more soon. I can send you a photo of the circuit in the phone. Absolutely. No problems at all. Onto that. And we'll talk to everyone soon. Thanks, guys. I'm out.